Zoo Crew.
Jazz and Laura, it is the Zoo Crew's first birthday party. We are still joined in studio by Robert Williams, the mentalist, and it's still very cold in here.
Yeah, it's really, really cold.
Sorry, I don't have your microphone up, Laura.
It's really, really cold in here.
There's lots of spooky stuff going on. You've got us to predict killers from years ago with placing lockets on the correct.
Laura's seen things that weren't there. Andy, the cameraman, and Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy actually said off air that when Jazz was selecting that murderer, that you felt very uneasy. Isn't that right? You felt
that's something in my stomach, a little bit nauseous. And I just felt a bit cold as well, and it was strange.
And I was saying to the guys off air, and listeners, I'm serious about this. There is absolutely nothing set up here, is there?
No, nothing.
This is all very, very real in terms of nobody's been asked to play along. And of course, Andy, you've certainly not playing along. This is all very much what you're feeling, yes?
Oh, I don't play.
You don't play? No, I heard
This is all legit. We only met before the show started today, and we can say honestly there's nothing being set up here.
There isn't. And I'm just going to get into this next thing that really and truly I think most listeners will find very interesting. But I want to tell everybody in advance, I don't hold Spin 103 responsible for anything that could go on toward it myself. I volunteered to do this, and I want to make that crystal clear to everybody. But back in the day, certainly around the early 1900s, in New York in particular, mediums were very much the rave. And what mediums would do, amongst many things, is they would invite people who had recently lost somebody they loved, or even perhaps somebody who maybe didn't get over the bereavement process, which is a bit of a paradox, because I'm not sure that helps with bereavement, but nonetheless, they would ask the person to call to their house, and they would say that if they were to show a photograph, or if they were basically think of the loved person, the loved one, that loved one would come from the spirit world, enter the medium's body, and then a message would be displayed, normally a message of hope or whatever. What my opinions are on mediums makes no difference whatsoever, but I have to tell you in advance, I am not a medium. I'm a large. But I am going to tell you this as well, that I'm going to try and reenact a little bit of what would have been like at the time, what's commonly known as spirit writing. Now, Jazz, before we go any further, I've asked you to think of a film star or a fictional character or a film or something like that of somebody who's passed on, and are you doing that for me?
I am, yeah.
And again, I'm sorry for being so repetitive, but is there any way I could know this person or thing or whatever?
No, you had a bag full of loads, and I picked out a few to make sure it wasn't all the one person, so...
Yeah, so this is completely legit, okay. Yeah. Now, Laura, I'm going to ask you in a few moments' time to put this blindfold on me. And Jazz, I'm going to ask you, and if you don't mind, what the medium would do is, back in the day, the medium would then turn off the lights in the house. And when the lights turned off, apparently the medium would then get the spirit entered inside him or her. And why the lights were turned off is open to conjecture, but that's what he or she did. We're not going to turn the lights off here. We're going to do the next best thing. I'm going to be in the dark, and you're going to use this blindfold. Will you confirm you cannot see through that blindfold?
No.
Just as well Jazz was pulling faces at you. And Jazz, from your point of view, what you're going to do is you've got a bell in front of you.
Yep.
In order to allow the spirit to enter the room and enter inside of me, you're going to have to ring the bell.
Yeah.
Now, Laura, I'm also going to ask you to check my pulse, and you're going to call up my pulse as we go along. You're going to just count. And if at any stage you stop counting, we'll understand why. But that's okay, it may not happen that way. But this is very important, Jazz.
Yeah.
When you see me stop writing, it's really important to ring the bell again. Okay, so we all set to go.
Let's go.
Would you put the blindfold on me, please? Okay. And Jazz, I want you to really think of this person, whatever you're thinking of. As Laura does that, I get the distinct impression that the first time she's blindfolded a man. Okay, Laura, would you please, and Jazz, I'll ask you when to put on the bell. Now, Jazz, you need to think of this person for me, whatever it is. Laura, will you please check my pulse? And when you've got it, will you please start counting it?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jazz, will you ring the bell?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
How far did my pulse go? Did you check my pulse?
Did
it stop?
To about 10.
It stopped?
Yeah.
It stopped?
It stopped.
What the hell?
My pulse stopped. It normally happens. Just give me a second just to compose myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But thank you. And you rang the bell, yeah?
I did.
Okay. Whew, Jazz. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What deceased person? What were you thinking of?
Do you want me to say?
Yeah, please.
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Do you know the film?
I know the film.
Do you know the film?
Yeah.
I have a message here and it kind of makes some sense. Can everybody read? And you ever see, was I writing frantically? I turned
Yeah,
25.
very frantically, very fast.
What does it say?
There's no place like home is written on the blackboard.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's something else interesting because I remember as I was writing, and I kind of went in and out of consciousness. I wrote something on the back, and it says, "Open the bag." Jazz, there's a bag there. Would you open up, please? I don't know what this means.
There is a little
Oh, wow.
bag here in
What's in
front
the
of me.
bag?
Just open it up. So it was The Wizard of Oz, was it?
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, it's like a little. Jazz, maybe. Let's just
This
turn it away.
looks like a little
Turn it up to the
Is
microphone.
it
let's-
music
Music
box.
box.
Okay, hang on a
Yeah,
sec.
let's have a listen. Oh, thank you very much. I feel very. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my God. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh my
Shaking.
God.
I'm shaking.
This is just a little music box that randomly appeared in front of me
What?
somewhere over the rainbow.
That's so haunting.
You alright?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Whew.
I'm double shook. That's my favourite movie ever.
Is it really?
It's my favourite film.
Oh my God. Oh,
I was
wow.
trying to watch you write, and I was like, oh, you're not writing Dorothy, but then there's no place like home.
And,
Wow,
and,
of
and
course.
open the bag.
Open the bag.
What the hell?
Wow.
I don't know. I gotta take a break. Whew.
Robert Williams, fantastic.
Oh my God. I don't know if I feel like something's going to happen if I start clapping my hands together.
The mic gets stuck.
Robert
Wow.
Williams, thank you so much.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
That was fascinating.
We are
so
spooked.
entertaining.
Wow.
Thank you so
I
much
find it
for your
very
time.
interesting that the first little thing you did with us was purely for Laura. Then the next thing was just with me, but we were both in on that last one.
Yeah.
And let's confirm when you say in it, I tried to
Oh.
involve both of you. Yeah.
Oh, you got
But
both of us.
We're
not
both involved. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
included.
I mean, but
in it. Wow.
isn't it interesting? And one thing I want to say to everybody is I understand why you guys have such a successful first anniversary. You're two tremendous people. and Andy is also a great guy. Maybe not as good as these two, but you're a good guy. But I tell you, I wish you many more years of happiness and working together. I think you're two great people and two great young people. It's fantastic to see. And I want to tell all the listeners in Spin 103, this was my pleasure to be here tonight. And I want to wish everybody happy Halloween. And just if anybody wants to play it, I dare you all to play this back around 3 a.m. when you can't sleep.
Oh God.
No. Thank you.
Robert Williams, Mentalist, thank you so much for coming in. If people want to find out more about you,
Yeah, please.
tell us where they can go.
You can go to the website, please, of our robertwilliamsmentalist.com. You see a little bit more of the stuff I've done over the years, videos, radio,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. And it's been my pleasure, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Robert.
I think we need a minute.
Yeah.
It's Jazz and Laura on the Zoo Crew. It's our first birthday party. It's on Spin.
The Zoo Crew with Jazz and Laura.
Jazz and Laura.
This is Spin 103.8.